Hey, if you wanted to try to cut your own hair, maybe save a little money, maybe you maintain just a real simple hairstyle, maybe this video could help you get a better understanding of how to do it, what to do, and perhaps this could help you out. And I'll show you what I do and what I use. The kit I use is a wall. This is probably the second one I've had. It's a great kit. Use whatever brand you like. This is typically what they look like. You've got all the variations of guards and the sizes. A kit pretty much like this, if you're looking for basics. Oh, and it does come with a pair of scissors. I use those very frequently for trimming around my ears and such. So I forgot about the scissors. So you got those two. There's your basic kit. That's what we're gonna use. So here's what I like to do. I got a barber's cape off Amazon, snaps on. It covers real good. I like to use this better than a garbage bag, which I used for a while. You know, I got sweaty inside, so I got one of these, which I like, which I do wear backwards. I have the longer part of the cape going over my back because as I'm cutting my hair, just about every stroke is going back and the hair is falling off the back of my head. So I'm protecting my back, my butt, and the back of my legs and everything, so I don't have a ton of little hairs back there. Another thing I've got set up behind me is a mirror, so I can see what I'm cutting behind me in the back of my head. Plus, depending on the lighting and depending on how I see better, I can turn around, look at this, and see myself, you know, in that mirror, so that I keep a line straight as I'm going around the back of my head. So I've got it propped up on like a stool and it's garbage can just so it's up high enough. So if you're able to get something behind you so you can see what you're doing, that'll really help you out. When you're going to cut it, I've got a spray bottle. I'll get a little bit wet, and that makes my hair just better condition to cut. Cuts easier, cuts good. I don't miss as many little hairs. So let's get started. So I've got my clippers ready, plugged in, ready to go. Like I said, I always oil them first. You put that oil right across the top of here, just all the way across. Hold it to where it'll kind of drip down into the blades. I like to turn it on from just a few seconds. Let that oil work down in there. There we go. So I've got it oiled. I've got my guards here ready to go. Like I said, I like to get it a little bit wet before I do that. Just kind of work the water in. Kind of helps the blades cut. All right. And the way I like to cut my hair, I start from here and go up and work my way up. It helps me blend it better, just in my mind. So I use the lowest guard. I use an 1/8 inch or number 1. Get that on there. And what I like to do is I'm cutting, first thing I'll do is start behind my ear, come forward, and I'll have a full blade width from where my where my ear is all the way up. So that kind of gives me a good spot to start, and I'll take it, go all the way around, looking in my mirror behind me as I go, and then go up from there, and then I start to blend. So that's how I like to do it. So let's get started with that. So I got my starter going around the side there. Like I said, you got a bit of hair in there, not quite as much as I thought, but after it gets oiled, I'm gonna brush that out. So what I'll do now is I'll get the next guard, number 2, a 1/4 inch. I'll cut higher around as I go, then I'll show you how I blend the two together. Now actually, before I do the blend on the side, I'll take care of the top because it helps me gauge how the blend is going to go on the side and how much I need to cut here. You know, it gives me a better understanding of it. What I use as a guide for how high up the sides to go is I put the side of the guard following my hairline on, on top of my forehead here, and I go around there. That's how I use that. So I'm going to go to the largest, a 1-inch guard, cut my hair on top with that, trim that down, and then I'll switch it to either a 3/4 or a 5/8, one of these two, from about halfway back, and get this a little bit shorter and keep the front a little bit longer. The most simplest way is to take the 1-inch guard and just all the way back, leave it fine, blend the sides, and then sort of blend this, which you will need like the 1/2-inch guard, maybe the 3/8 to try to blend it all in. And I'll show you how I do that, but let's do the top. So we got the top started, almost done, about halfway done. And you kind of saw I was going at different angles back here. I was starting to go back, then I came from over here, went over, went back here, kind of this way. You know, because of that swirl that a lot of guys have, that a lot of people have in the back of your head here, you gotta cut the hair from different angles with those clippers. So that's why I was doing it like that. Now on the sides here, what I'll do, get some hair off that, I'm gonna put my 1/8 inch back on. Well, before I do that, let me show you. These clippers come with this little handle here, and it raises the blades. Watch it. See them raise up right there? And they go down. That's how I use it to blend from the 1/8 inch to the 1/4 inch guard. Put my blade on, or put my guard on. I'm gonna raise it up about halfway from what it'll do, the full raise, and that bridges the gap pretty nicely. And I'll cut up about halfway into here to get it to get the blend. Takes a little practice to get the line right, so I'm going to go by and just kind of go just little nips, I guess you could say, like that. So let's do that. So you can see after that, got the blend pretty good, went up. So now I'm gonna alternate between the 3/8 inch, the 1/2 inch, and the 3/4, just to get this all right in here. It's kind of coming out a little bit, over here. I'll get that. I'm gonna cut the back of here a little shorter than I'm gonna keep the front. And another thing that I do, to get something like this, is I'll put either the 1/4 inch guard, maybe the 1/2 inch, or the 1/8 inch. Go at it at an angle as I go back like that to sort of take off that little peak there. Don't go in too far. You could cut too short right up here, and it would look funny. So when you're doing this, sometimes a little trial and error. Use a guard that might be a little bit longer than you think you need, just to see how it cuts, see what sort of shape it makes, and it'll be a little bit of experimenting. So I'm just gonna finish it up, and we'll see how it looks when I'm done. So I'm just about done, but there we go. You can see the difference from when I started to what I got now. You know, nice little basic trim. I see some spots in the back. As I'm doing it, I'm checking the mirror behind me, checking, make sure I don't have any weird lines, anything weird that I missed. I can see a spot back there that I'm going to work on. So I got some touch-ups to do up there, but you know, there you go. A little instructional, do it yourself, cut your own hair. Gets cheap. It gets cheaper every time you do it. You buy your own set, and every haircut, you know, gets cheaper as you go. So it's good stuff. Simple haircut. You can do it yourself, guys. Have a good day.